Hello friends, myself Arbab Khan, Head of Department of Geography, DK College Dumrao. Friends, today we are going to discuss South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation SARC. This is part of your BA Part 3 Honours syllabus, uh, Political Geography. So friends, in this particular lecture, uh, I am going to tell you about the origin of SARC, what are its principles, and which countries are associated with SARC, and what is the importance of SARC. So let us start. Friends, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation SARC was established on December 8, 1985 in Bangladesh capital Dhaka, and the SARC charter was signed here. However, there was a long uh, filled demand by various countries of this particular region that a regional body should be there so that all the countries which are in South Asian region can cooperate in between themselves and form a regional body which will help them for free trade and for other sorts of cooperation. So keeping in mind this demand, this SARC charter was signed in Dhaka. So after brief consultations and deliberation, the foreign ministers and foreign secretaries of seven founding countries, that is Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka, they first met uh, in Colombo in April 1981 to discuss about the various features of this organization and what will be the skeleton of this organization, what will be the objectives of this organization, and other things. So, keeping in line this 1981 summit in 1985, this uh, regional cooperation body came into being. And in 13th annual summit in 2005, Afghanistan became the newest member of SARC. And the headquarters of this secretariat and uh, association are, present in Kathmandu. Now let us discuss about the principles associated with this organization. So this particular body is primarily a cooperative body. Uh, the main objective of this body is to cooperate among the members of the South Asian countries. So there are three broad principles, and along these lines, SARC exists. The first one is respect for the principles of sovereign equality, territorial integrity, political independence, non interference in the internal affairs of the states, and mutual benefit. Secondly, such cooperation shall not be a substitute for bilateral and multilateral cooperation but shall complement them. It means the broad principles on which this cooperation will exist in no way interfere with the bilateral agreement between the two South Asian countries or multilateral agreement between the other countries. It means it is not binding. And third is such cooperation shall not be inconsistent with bilateral and multilateral obligations. Again, SAARC comprises of 8 member states. First one is Afghanistan, second one is Bangladesh, third one is Bhutan, fourth one is India, fifth is Maldives, sixth is Nepal, seventh is Pakistan, and eighth is Sri Lanka. And apart from these member countries, SAARC also gives temporary observer status to several other countries, and currently there are 9 observers to SAARC. That is Australia, China, the European Union, Iran, Japan, the Republic of Korea, Mauritius, Myanmar, and United States of America. So, after discussing about the principles and members, now let us come to the objectives of the SAARC. So, what are the objectives due to which this organization, that is SAARC, came into being? So, first one is to promote the welfare of the people of South Asia and to improve their quality of life. Second is to accelerate economic growth, social progress, and cultural development in the region, and to provide all individuals the opportunity to live in dignity and to realize their full potentials. Third one is to promote and strengthen collective self-reliance among the countries of South Asia. Fourth is to contribute the mutual trust, understanding, and appreciation of one another's problem. Sixth one is to promote active collaboration and mutual assistance in the economic, social, cultural, technical, and scientific fields. Another is to strengthen cooperation with other developing countries, then to strengthen cooperation among themselves in international forums on matters of common interest, and to cooperate with international and regional organizations with similar aim and purposes. Then, what are the areas of cooperation uh, for this organization? So, broadly speaking, there are 8 or 9 areas of cooperation which forms the basis of this organization. So, first one is human resource development and tourism. So, the prime focus of SAARC nations are to develop human resource of each other, uh, every member states, and to promote tourism among them. Second one is agricultural and rural development. Most of the countries of this region are developing countries, and their economy generally rely on agriculture, and most of the population of these countries resides in rural areas or in villages. So, to promote agriculture and developing the rural areas are the second objective of this uh, organization. Third one is environment, natural disasters, and biotechnology. As we all know, uh, environment is a major concern. So, environmental protection and cooperation in the areas of environment is a major concern for SAARC. Second is mitigation of natural disasters and cooperation in the field of biotechnology. Another most important area is economic, that is trade and finance. So most importantly, SARC promotes the free trade between member states and try to make each other products available in each other countries in SARC member states. So this is one of the most important objective of this organization. Another is social affairs. Then poverty elevation is also very prime objective of this organization. Another is energy, transport, science and technology. So cooperation in the areas of energy, transport and science and technology is also forms one of the major field of cooperation among SARC nations. Last one is education, security and culture. So cooperation in the areas of education, that's why South Asian University was established in India, also forms the basis of this organization. Now principal organs. So first one is meeting of head of states or government. Generally meetings of SARC member states took place in yearly basis, but sometimes it can be on 2-year basis also. Then standing committee of foreign secretaries. So the committee provides overall monitoring and coordination, determines priorities, mobilizes resources and approves projects and financing. Third is secretariat. So SARC secretariat was established in Kathmandu on 16 January 1997, and the prime role of secretariat is to coordinate and monitor the implementation of SARC activities, service the meetings of the association and serve as a channel of communication between SARC and other international organizations. Fourth one is the secretariat comprises the Secretary General, 7 directors and the General Services staff. The Secretary General is appointed by the Council of Ministers on the principle of rotation for a non-renewable tenure of 3 years. So in this particular lecture, I will discuss only this much. The other part of this lecture will be delivered soon. Thanks.